Many people believe it's impossible for a single person to build a successful SaaS business. They think you need a team to handle product development, marketing, growth, hiring, analytics, but I'm here to prove them wrong. I built a SaaS that reached 16K MRR all by myself. It's not about being a genius. It's about taking on multiple roles and setting the right priorities. To help you understand how I did it, I asked AI to generate 25 questions about my journey. In this video, you will learn how I found a profitable SaaS idea, the tech stack I used to build my product, the strategies I used to ensure sustainable growth, and many other insights. If you're curious about building a successful SaaS business as a solopreneur, join me today. Let's start. Question number 1.
How did you come up with the idea for your SaaS?
I was working as a web developer and I was making websites with my hands. And as I used website tools, a lot of them, hundreds of them, I found out that all of them are missing something. And that something was simplicity. Wix, WordPress, Webflow, Squarespace, each of them were bloated with features. And it was hard for me as a user to figure out how to make a website there. Yes, of course, I could spend a few days and learn the tool, but I wanted the result right here, right now. And none of the tools allowed me that experience. Besides working as a web developer, I also had an experience of selling HTML and WordPress themes. It was my first business online. I make HTML theme and sell it to people. An HTML or WordPress theme is a small website builder. Very simplified, but it's a tool for making websites, a website builder. So by making these simple tools, I was able to learn a lot about the market, about how people make websites, about how they make decisions on tools, how they choose a service to build a website. So before making a huge website builder, before making an actual SaaS, I spent a few years in the web design niche and learned a lot about what's going on there. If you want to make a SaaS, you can follow my approach. Take your niche and find a way to work there without building an actual SaaS. By spending a few years solving the problems of people in this niche, you'll be able to find a lot of ideas for your future SaaS and a lot of potential clients too. Question number 2. I will use my voice because AI sounds weird. What tech stack did you use to build your SaaS? I used React.js plus Python Django. Why these two? My logic was super simple. For frontend, I chose React because it's the most popular framework or library for making frontends. So if I choose the most popular tool, it has the biggest ecosystem, it has a lot of packages to use, and the most important, in the future, when I will be hiring people, it will be much easier to me to find a candidate, because for a popular tech, there are a lot of people who use it. The second one, Python plus Django, I chose Python because I personally don't like JavaScript and I feel pain when I code in JavaScript, so I stuck to Python and Django. It's a solid framework, quite popular, not as popular as Node.js, but still, it's quite easy to find people to code on Python. And the most important, Python is so simple that any developer can start coding on Python without learning it. This happens to my team. I had a developer, a front-end guy, who was easily able to code the backend code on Django without having any backend experience, because Python is so simple. But if you start today in 2024, you can choose any tech stack you want. It doesn't matter. Just choose the tools you prefer and you are familiar with. It will help you to start as fast as possible. Later on, when you will have to maintain your app, you will have no problems whatever stack you choose, because you will have AI to assist you. Next question. What challenges did you face while building your product? All of the products built today are super simple. Basically, it's just web forms which take data, send to server, then process it and send back. It's not a rocket science. You can build it with any tech stack, with literally any level of programming knowledge. Even if you're just a beginner, you can build a website builder. And even if you're making such a huge and complex tool as a website builder, you'll face no challenges. It's just a huge list of quite simple tasks to do. You just do them one by one and you have the tool. You're not making something complex and huge like OpenAI. Most possibly your service is just a form which takes data, processes and sends back. You will have no challenges with that. So the best approach here is to just not overthink, but instead go building. The next question: how did you manage your time as a solo founder? This one is very tricky because as a solo founder, you have to take on multiple roles and you have to plan your days smart. What I did: the beginning of the day, the first 2 hours were spent on emails. I replied to every message, every DM, every inquiry in my email inbox. This way, I was sure that every question of my clients is answered. And at the same time, I am not distracted by this during the day anymore. Then I started to code. My goal was to ship a new feature as fast as possible. To be able to ship frequently, I keep my backlog very atomic. Every new feature is super small. So small I can ship it within a day. And when I finish a feature, I ship it. And then the growth part starts. I announce the update everywhere I can, in Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Indie Hackers, Product Hunt, Telegram, Discord, everywhere. The next few hours, I don't code, I focus on the announcement only. I try to spread it to the world. If possible, I also make a blog post and also share it everywhere. Hacker Noon, Reddit, Hacker News, my own blog. When I'm finished, it could take a few hours or sometimes a day, I come back to my product and code another feature, then announce it, and so on. By making really interesting and demanded features, I was able to make interesting and demanded announcements which people tend to share with each other. So if your product is solving real pains and you constantly ship new features which solve pains, your startup will grow organically. But announcing features is just a half part. You also have to deliver quality content to attract new users. I used to do content making when I was tired of coding. Remember these days when you open VC Code, look at your code and just get sick. This is a signal that it's time to stop programming and go do something else. This something else is content making. Make quality content and spread it the way you spread announcements of your new features. It will give you stable growth and you will be able to maintain it as a solo founder. The next one: how did you acquire your first customers? As I said, I was working in the web design industry for a few years. When you work in any industry, you connect with people and you're growing your network, your audience. It happens organically. If you're a good partner, people will like you and trust you. And if you make a product for them, they will buy it automatically. You will not have to sell it to them because they already trust you. They know that you're a decent person, that you're a good worker. They will be automatically interested in buying your tool. This happened to me. My first clients were just people whom I worked with in the past as a web developer. So again, the best way to build a SaaS is to step in the industry and work there as a freelancer or as an employee for a few years. This way, you will make sure you know the industry very well. You have your first clients. And your SaaS journey will be 10 times simpler. Next question: how did you scale your SaaS to 16K MRR? My strategy was really simple, yet super hard to follow. I was simply doing everything. I did every possible way to market my stuff. It doesn't mean I was acting as a spammer. No, I never did that. That means I was super attentive to every marketing opportunity out there. Oh, there is a new directory website. I will be listed there. Oh, some guy takes interview from founders. Please interview me. Oh, a new newsletter about startups. I reach out the author and ask to plug my tool in. Some guys discussing WordPress on Twitter. Here I am, and here are 100 reasons why WordPress sucks and my tool is better than WordPress. You can launch on Product Hunt every 6 months. Okay, I will be there every 6 months. And so on. I took every opportunity. I don't know which one worked better. I bet that you have to be everywhere, and it's a cumulative effect. When people see you there, here, also there, they start to memorize you and trust your brand. It takes months, even years to build relationships, but it pays off over time. Next, what growth tactics were most effective? I don't know. As I said previously, I used every opportunity, every growth tactic, and I simply don't know which one performed the best. I never liked analytics. I never wanted to spend hours setting up Google Analytics. It's super complex and stupid. I don't like it. This is why I don't know which growth channel worked better. And it really doesn't matter. Even if I know that some channel works better than others, I would still stick to my initial strategy. Do everything, be everywhere. So I believe at the beginning, at the first couple of years, analytics is pointless and you just stick to every possible marketing opportunity you can. Next question. How did you handle the increased workload? When it's time when you feel that there is just too much work for you alone, for example, if you used to spend 1 hour in the mornings replying all the emails of customers, and now this time increased to 5 hours per day, it's a signal that something is going wrong. And at this point, you just have to hire a person to help you. It will take you a lot of time to find a right person, then even more time to teach them. But if you're lucky, it will pay off. In my case, I was 50-50, sometimes super lucky, sometimes super unlucky. If you're curious, you can watch my hiring experience video on this channel. It's called How I Lost $6,000 on Hiring. Next one. What were the biggest challenges you faced as a solo founder? I had experience working with partners in the past. I have built 2 startups. The first one with 1 co-founder, the second one with 2 co-founders. And my first startup was the most successful one, and it was built solo. I can tell you that working with partners is much more fun. It's 10 times mentally easier because you have people to support you. You have people to share responsibilities with. You're not alone. Loneliness is a tough feeling and sometimes it hits so hard. But being a solopreneur has a huge advantage. It's much more faster and efficient. You don't have to argue, to spend time on supporting each other, to spend time on planning, solving conflicts. You just do what you feel the best. And in most cases, it's just the best because you know everything about your product. You don't need someone to decide with. If you're a sensitive person and you need support, consider finding a co-founder. But if you're very ambitious, if you want to go straight to the moon, the best way is to start as a solo founder. Just be brave and you will figure it out. How did you overcome these challenges? One simple way to overcome loneliness as a solo founder is building in public. It's a practice to talk about your building process with others. Makers support each other and you feel kind of not alone. Yes, of course, it's not real because these people don't take responsibilities and you still have to grind on your own. But at least you can share your fears and doubts with others and get some mental support. I myself practiced this and building in public saved my psyche many times. I'm very grateful to the community here on YouTube, on Twitter, on Product Hunt, Indie Hackers. These people were always supportive and I myself try to support every maker who needs help. Next one. Which skills are most important for success? The only one skill which is required to be successful as a solo maker is adaptability. You have to adapt fast to every problem you face during your journey. Adapting means not giving up when something is broken, something is not working or changed. It means you have to have that spark in your eyes, that rise of enthusiasm to solve a new problem. If you have fun solving complex puzzles, you are born to be a solopreneur. If every problem on your path takes you down and depresses you, you will have hard time being a solo founder. This is why most successful solo founders don't seek for ready answers. They are finding the answers themselves. They are not afraid to try, to fail and learn. So if you incorporate this habit, this way of looking at what's going on, you will be much more successful solo founder. And the last question on the list, how did you communicate changes to your users? This was the key factor of growth of my SaaS. Whenever I release a new feature, before I make an announcement, I reach out to every customer who was asking for this feature and I notified them personally. This little touch of personal care had a tremendous effect. The clients reacted so intensively. They were so grateful for me paying attention to them compared to all other SaaS and services on the internet. They don't care. Try to reach their support. You will face lots of bots before you are able to talk to a human. On the other hand, here, me as a founder reach out to them personally, spend their time to announce the feature they asked for. Imagine the level of happiness we had after I do that. After this, they instantly become fans of my service. Not just clients, not just loyal clients, fans. After this little action, their heart was melting. and they instantly shared my service with their friends and, the most important, on the internet. That's all for today. If you like this type of content, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. See you in 1 week. Good luck. Bye.